Thank you, Mariam. So we're going to end the session with last thoughts from all our panelists. Shumala, let me come to you first. I'm going to pick on जो आपने बात की थी कि हमारी जो ख़वातीन हैं वो low value added chains में हैं, and you talked extensively also about women who are being left behind. तो आपके ख्याल से हमें क्या पॉलिसी चेंजेस या क्या कोलैबोरेशंस को ज़्यादा हाईलाइट करना चाहिए या बिल्ड करना चाहिए कि हम इन ख़वातीन के लिए जो है वो गैप्स प्लग कर सकें?
I think इन ख़वातीन के लिए तो सबसे पहले access to technology है. So you make these phones affordable, you make this technology affordable so they can interact with it. First step वो करना होगा. Secondly then, now this is also a segment जिसकी इतनी education level नहीं है, but they can do business. So bring them onto e-commerce platforms, give them access to markets, link them up. So these platforms can do a lot of work. Some of them are also bringing on women from peri-urban rural areas, but it needs to be grown. इनसे थोड़ा सा अगर आप ऊपर आते हैं तो even with high school education, women can undergo certain training and they can work in the IT sector. they कर रही हैं, coding कर रही हैं, software work कर रही हैं. So वो उनको girls that code, they're doing amazing work. I've come across girls जिन्होंने वो trainings ली हैं and वो घर बैठ के they're gainfully employed. So उनके वो mobility का issue तो वहीं पे निकल गया, घर बैठे they're earning. So that's what needs to increase. ये बहुत छोटे level पे हो रहा है. So अगर एक certain level of education है, these training programs are must for women. They should be introduced. उसके अलावा this COVID में हमने remote working काफ़ी experience किया. But internationally जब लोग काम करते हैं, remote working services देते हैं, उनकी payments का बहुत issue होता है. So international payment systems को simplify करने की ज़रूरत है, remittances को simplify करने की ज़रूरत है. Smaller amounts तो आ जाती हैं, but थोड़ी सी बड़ी amount उसको simplify करने की ज़रूरत है, because there are a lot of people who are educated, who are sitting at home, who are on these international platforms. They can provide these services, they can bring in dollars. They can't because payment systems are difficult. इसके अलावा I think एक और चीज़ वो बात हो चुकी हुई है, मगर वो बात बिल्कुल सही है कि जितने भी ये टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप होती है, they are designed by men and they look at men as a segment. It's men and women are not homogeneous segments. ये हमने experiments किए हुए हैं. Men and women interact with technology very differently. So अगर आप इन apps पे UI UX women पे टेस्ट करेंगे तो उनकी अपटेक बेहतर हो जाएगी. So design technology that women can easily use and they respond to better.
अदम से पूछती हूँ, फिर आप पे आती हूँ. एजुकेशन क्राइसिस कैसे सॉल्व करें हम?
कि एजुकेशन का एक वैल्यू है टू देयर फैमिली, टू द लाइवलीहुड. अब सप्लाई साइड इशू है. सो अब वो सप्लाई साइड इशू किन तरह से, किन इनोवेशन से थ्रू हो सकता है? वी नीड टू बी मोर ब्रॉड माइंडेड एज ए सोसाइटी टू अडॉप्ट न्यू आइडियाज़ एंड नॉट सॉर्ट ऑफ बी लाइक ये ऐसे नहीं होता. सो आई थिंक दैट कीपिंग एन ओपन माइंड एंड looking at other women, how they're doing things, looking at role models as well, which is not related to education, but I kind of wanted to mention it, given that we are a gender panel. But yeah, I think technology is really filling in, has potential also.
And we'll end with you, Mariam. What do you think are the game changers, and how well placed are we to take advantage? And I don't mean the game changer in the local context, even globally. How well placed are we to take advantage of those game changers?
So I think the game changer right now, and I think in the next couple of years, what you're going to see is fundamental shifts in how we do things based on the AI capabilities that we're now seeing. And just GPT-4 came out beginning of this year, and look at where we are now with the tech that's available through large language models and generative AI, right? But as in Africa last week, and you have these projects that are using large language models for financial inclusion, right? They are voice based. आप उसको जाकर कहो कि मेरा monthly income इतना है और इतने मेरे बच्चे हैं, ये उनके खर्चे हैं. It will come up with a budgeting plan for you, and then you can come back to it and say, I'm thinking of buying this. Can I buy it? And it will come up with a plan to tell you when you can buy it and how you can buy it and what you can afford, right? It will make a plan for you for your kids' education. It will adapt that plan in real time based on what your household purchasing looks like, right? And this is all through speech. And so I think the traditional models that we have of this sort of one-dimensional tech, this gone out the window, right? Now you have, the kind of exciting work that's happening globally. You have, ed tech, health में, education में, financial inclusion में, all of these these really fabulous products that are leveraging generative AI to do really, really interesting things, right? I don't think we're well placed for this at all. I don't think there is any policy in place. And the thing is, and here's what's very worrying to me as somebody who works in the tech space. Like, there's very limited tech in my own household, right? Like, I have a 14-year-old and she doesn't have a phone and she's not getting one until she's 20, right? Like, that's the goal here. Because I understand the dangers of unrestricted, sort of unpoliced digital tech, right? And right now, the digital space in Pakistan is not policed, and then you throw AI in the mix. We all have read that case of this judge somewhere that used, a chatbot for a ruling. This is really problematic because you cannot use these tools without understanding कि data कहाँ से आ रहा है, किस चीज़ पर base है, कौन सा उसका corpus है, right? And then you have massive privacy challenges when you're using these tools as well. And there is, one of the things that I was asked at this conference in Africa was like, what is the governing body around AI in Pakistan? What are the conversations that are happening, and what are you guys thinking about some of the challenges? And it was so sad to say there is no governing body, there are no conversations, there is no thought to what this is going to do to us, because it is going to also get rid of a lot of the jobs. It is going to fundamentally shift our labor market as well. There is no conversation. There is nothing.
Thank you to all the panelists, and thank you to all of our audience members. It's been a fantastic discussion, and thank you all for engaging with us.
सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल दबाएं ताकि कोई खबर रह न जाए।